So something else we can do with the TI-84 calculator is what we call list factors of a number. So remember that the factors are always like what we call factor pairs. So when we do this, like I said, if I want to list the factors of say 32, we do this in a T-chart. We always start with one, so we go, well, one goes to 32, or one times 32 would be 32. So that'd be a pair of factors. Two goes to 32, or two times what gives me 32, that would be 18. Three does not go into 32. Four does go into 32. Yeah, four times eight would be 32. Five would not go to 32, so five is not a factor of 32. Six does not go. Seven does not go. Eight does. Eight times four. And since we're repeating, we would just list our factors as, 1, 2, 4, 8, 18, and 32. Actually, not 18. I'm sorry. That would be 16, wouldn't it? 2 times 16 would be 32. So yeah, that would be our different factor pairs for 32. So what we could do on our calculator is we can clear this off if we want. Up here at the top, there's this y equals button. Put y equals. Notice how it's prompting me to put something in. So what I can do is put the number 32 in, and I can divide it by, and x on this calculator is right next to the alpha button. See it's xt theta in. If I click that, that'll place next in. So from there, what I do is tables in blue. And since tables in blue up here, I gotta hit the second function first, the blue button. Then since it's engaged, it'll actually bring up the table for me by hitting the graph button. So notice that 0 is not a factor because remember you cannot divide by 0, so there's not even a factor pair there. 1 and 32 would appear. We got 1 and 32 in ours. 2 and 16, we've got 2 and 16. 3, notice that you have this decimal. That tells me that this is not a factor because we're looking for whole number factors. 4 and 8, we got the 5 and the 6 does not work. The 6 does not work. The 7 does not work because you're getting decimals. But notice how the 8 does work. And once you repeat, that tells me you can stop looking. So I don't have to go past 8. So I only have 6 factors for 32. So I could be using your TI-84 to list factors. So let me try one more. Let me just do, say, 54. Let's see if I get this to work for us here. 54. So if I'm using, if I could say 1, and 1 and 54. Again, I could also use the calculator by just dividing things out. So if I quit this, to quit this, the mode is right above mode is the word quit. So if I hit second mode, it'll take me back to the beginning. Sometimes you can just turn your calculator on and off as well. To turn your calculator on and off, that's when you would hit the second button. And also the off button is right above the on button. So if you hit the second button, hit the on button, it would turn it off. And if you turn it back on, usually that'll get you out of where you are as well. So there's the quit symbol, and there's also just turning it off and on to do it. So if I hit 54 divided by 2, if I get a whole number, then I know that's good. So that would be 27. So 2 times 27. So when I do factors, I'm doing those factor pairs. 54 divided by 3. So 54 divided by 3, hit enter. That would give me 18. So 3 and 18 would also be factors. So notice how we do them 2 at a time. 4, I'm not sure about 4, so I would use the calculator. 54 divided by 4. Notice how I got a decimal there, so 4 is not a factor of 54. 5, since it does end in 0 or 5, 5 is out. 6, I do 54 divided by 6. I do get 9, so 6 and 9 are factor pairs. 7, I don't think 7 works, but if we want to double check it, 54 divided by 7. Notice how I get this decimal, so 7 is not a factor. 54 divided by 8. Again, that's a decimal, so it's no good. 54 divided by 9. Notice how I got 6. So notice how 9 and 6 would also work. But notice how that's just really the same factors, just backwards. So that tells me I get to stop. So my factors for 54 would be this 1 through 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 18, 27, and 54. Now, if I want to, I can use my calculator, hit y equals, and if I want to, I can clear this out and put a new one in. So if I put 54 divided by, and again, this X is right next to the alpha button, that will work. Now, if I go up to the second button, hit the graph button, it'll do actually the table. Also, again, 0 is not a factor because you cannot divide by 0. It's a dividing error. But also, I did get 1, 54, 2, 27, 3, 18, 6, and 9, and 9 and 6. And it's actually 9 and 6 repeats. So that would just give us our list of factors. So you can also generate this T-chart using the table, the y equals button in the table function on your calculator. So hopefully you may find that useful as well.